Alright, Math 1. Today we're going to talk about writing equations in slope-intercept form. And your essential question is, how can you write an equation of a line when you are given the slope and the y-intercept of the line? Writing equations of lines. So you first need to find the slope and then the y-intercept, or vice versa. I guess it doesn't really matter what order you do those two things in. Here's the y-intercept at 4. Positive 4. And the slope would be, I'll just find another point on the line where it crosses exactly. So up to over 4, which would be 1/2. And it's a positive slope, so I know that my slope of 1/2 is probably on the right track since it's a positive number. You notice that all three of these lines are parallel, which means the slope is the same. So I can say that the equation of this line, the second line, is y equals 1/2 x. It just has a new y-intercept, which is positive 1. And then this third line is y equals 1/2 x. It also just has a new y-intercept of negative 2. Take a look at B. All three of these lines have the same y-intercept at 3. So this first line has a slope of up 3 over 2. This middle line has a slope of, up 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this last line has this negative slope, but still 3 for the y-intercept, so let's see where it crosses. Down 1 over 3. Alright, moving on. The graph shows a trip taken by a car where t is the time in hours and y is the distance in miles. How far from Phoenix was the car at the beginning of the trip? If y is the distance in miles, at the very beginning of the trip, we were here at 100. So we're 100 miles away. And we were only getting further away. The car's speed, well, let's see, we went 100 miles in 2 hours. So if we went 100 miles in 2 hours, we can use our slope to find that. The speed would have been 50 miles per hour. How long did the trip last? Looks like it ended here at 6 hours. And how far from Phoenix was the car at the end of the trip? Looks like 400 miles. Alright, how can you write an equation of a line when you are given the slope and the y-intercept? So here we have 4 equations of lines. Once again, we just look for the y-intercept and the slope. So in this case, y equals, pay attention to your scale here. because we have some odd numbers. We're at 7 going to 9, so that would be up 2. And then we're going from 0 to 1. And we're crossing at positive 7. So the equation of my line is y equals 2x plus 7. Go ahead and write the equation for the next 3. This problem, however, you may need to extend the graph using the slope on this one because you can't see where it crosses the y-axis. So you're going to have to do an extension to see what the y-intercept is. Go ahead and try those 3 problems. Now, we can also find an equation of line that passes through a set of points. The first thing you can always do is you can always graph it, use the 2 points, find the y-intercept, find the slope, or we know we want an equation in the form of y equals mx plus b. And so we can find the slope. In this case, we would have 8 minus 8 over negative 2 minus 3, which gives us 0 over negative 5. So our slope is 0. And our y-intercept on this one, if you get a slope of 0, you may want to just graph the points to see what's going on. Negative 2, 8. So really, we just have y equals 8 here, or y equals 0x plus 8. Either of those 2 answers would be acceptable for the equation of the line. Let's take a look at the next one. Again, you can graph this, or you can find the slope by doing negative 3 minus 3 over 6 minus 4. So we get negative 6 over 2, which is negative 3. So y equals negative 3x plus b. Now, we always have an x value and a y value. So if I fill those in, 3 equals negative 3 times 4 plus b. Now I only have a b as a variable, so I can find out what b equals by solving the rest of this equation. 3 equals negative 12 plus b. Add 12 to both sides. 15 equals b. So if I fill this in to my original equation, y equals 3x plus 15 would be my final answer. Let's try one more. So again, I can find the slope. 0 minus 0 over negative 5 minus negative 1 gives me 0 over negative 4, which is just 0. And then I have I can fill in an x and a y. So 0 equals 0 times negative 1. Again, when I get something crazy like this, I might just want to graph it. Negative 1, 0 is here. Negative 5, 0 is here. So I really do have the line y equals 0. For my equation. And the last one, you organize a garage sale, you have $30 at the beginning of the sale, you can earn an average of $20 per hour. Write an equation that represents the amount of money Y you have after 6 hours. So here, we're writing an equation in the form of y equals mx plus b. So I need a slope here and a y-intercept here. The y-intercept is always where we start. And we started with $30. And the slope is how much we're increasing by. Which would be 20. Alright, so make sure you have those 3 graphs done for homework. And have a great night.